Hello everybody, welcome to the May Christmas Stampathon Challenge. My name is Ellen Woodbridge and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Australia on the Central Coast north of Sydney. The May Christmas Stampathon Challenge is for us to make tags, and it's tags using traditional Christmas colors. So for mine, I have used green and gold. I've used evening evergreen and gold as my traditional colors. I'll just go through what I have used and then we'll go into making my fourth tag, because make 4 or more tags, joining us over on Facebook to share your creations. So I've used the brand new Texture Chic designer series paper. I'm using the mother of pearl specialty paper for the base of the tags, the Peaceful Deer stamp set for our deer image, and the Christmas to remember for our sentiment. To cut out our sentiment, I've used stitch rectangles. Our trees are using the tree border die, and I have also used the deer punch, and I shouldn't say border die, I should say border punch. And I've also used some blends and some vellum and some embellishments that I will go through as we use them. So let's get in to making. I'll just grab out the few things I need. The one stitch rectangle die. I'll pop our stamp sets over here and leave our finished tags. So I've already made 3 up here. So I have already done a little bit of prep work, and I have my mother of pearl tag already done. Now I can write on a ball with a ballpoint pen or a felt tip pen perfectly on the back of this paper, and this is 1 3/4 tall by 15 centimeters long. So that is perfect there. I have already gone through and punched my vellum trees and my Texture Chic trees. Oops, dropping them all here. And what is next? I have my magic is in the air. I've already stamped that with our evening evergreen ink, so I do just need to die cut that out. And I have already stamped our deer from Peaceful Deer, and that is ready to punch. But what I'm going to start with is doing our die cutting, and I wanted to show you with that die cutting our new magnetic plate, because it makes cutting out sentiments like this really easy, because you can stamp and then when you put on our die it doesn't move at all. So I'm just going to pop our sentiment here on our grey magnetic mat, pop on our stitch rectangle die, get that into place. Now that isn't going to move anywhere. I'm going to pop my clear plate down and crank this through, and that die isn't going to move anywhere, which is exactly how I would like it. So I'll remove my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and we will undo our sandwich here. So we've just used the base plate number 1, the number 5, which is the magnetic mat, and the number 3, which is one of our clear mats. So that can go in the recycling bin. I cannot wait to see the tag. So you can see that didn't move, not perfectly lined up. That's my error. That's not perfectly lined up, but it will work perfectly well for what we are going to do on our tag today. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with for your Christmas tags using traditional colours. As I said, I've just gone, the inspiration was this Texture Chic paper in the Evening Evergreen. Now, my dear, I have used grey granite ink on grey granite cardstock, and I am going to add some detail to our deer once I have punched him out. So I just want to line up the feet, get them as even as I can, and I should apologise for my bit of a croaky voice. I was at a wedding on the weekend, first big event since the global pandemic, and I had 2 very loud nights talking over live music, and my throat is certainly not used to me being that loud. Who would have thunk it? So I'm just a little bit croaky. So how I'm going to add some detail is with Stampin' Blends. So I have Flirty Flamingo Light. I'm going to use the bullet end, and I'm just going to colour in the inside of the ears, and I'm just going to give the deer a bit of blush. I am going to do a couple of coats on the ears and a couple of coats on the blush, just to make it look cute. And then also using the bullet end with the grey granite dark, I'm just going to add some spots. Now, I could have actually added shading to the deer, but I just decided to add a few spots to the deer and just keep the detail very, very simple. So I could mass produce a couple of these, because I have literally sat here for about the last hour designing them, making them, deciding what I wanted to do. So I'm going to add some dimensionals to both our deer and our sentiment piece here. Let me see what I can do here, how quick I can be, and I'm never quick because I do have a disability that affects my hands. So rather than being quick, I try to be a little bit more precise, because the quick just doesn't happen, but we get it done. Okay, so I have my dimensionals on these 2 pieces. I've coloured in my deer. Next, I'm going to start the assembly, and I'm going to break my cardinal rule, which is no wet glue on vellum. But for this one, it kind of works, and I really can't complain with how this works. So I'm just going to put tinsy dots on every second tree, just down the bottom, because we are going to be covering this part up. And do you know what I need? I need my silicone mat, just in case I do get some glue on my grid mat. I don't want a gluey grid mat. Okay, so I'm going to put this further towards the top, and oh my word, that is a perfect fit. I could not have got that better if I tried. Now I'm going to create a second layer with our Texture Chic punched piece. And the punching of this is actually really easy. Let me show you very quickly with a piece of paper here. Let's see if I can grab something quickly. Here we go. Hoping this is wide enough. So all you do is I just start with the paper in here, and then you use these bits on the side to line up. And you just make sure that your piece of paper is flush and that these grey pieces are completely covered with cardstock. And then you just keep going along and you get your row of trees. And as I said, I previously did that. So just to give you a heads up about how that works, but I had previously done that just to help make this go a titch easier and quicker. Okay, right. Now, let's see if I can turn this over, and I do kind of, if I can, if the length of this allows me, and I don't think it will, I did just want to kind of offset these, and I can offset them just a titch. Do just have a titch of glue that came out there, but that's fine. Whoop. And I will just use a block for a second just to anchor these down while I get some dimensionals off here. Now the other three additional elements I have used is the open weave ribbon in Evergreen, Evening Evergreen. I have used the brush metallic adhesive back dots, and I am using the Simply Elegant trim in the gold to secure that ribbon. So tell me in the comments what colours you think you are going to use for your Christmas Stampathon this month. Would love to know what you consider to be a traditional Christmas colour. So I just love how this mother of pearl paper just gives a snowy effect on the background. It's just so shimmery. Goes really, really well with the gold for the shine. Okay, 3 more dimensionals and we can pop this on. Then you're going to watch me wrangle this ribbon. Tying or popping ribbon through and tying bows is probably not my forte, but I do like doing it. I love the look of it. I just take a little longer than most people to do these things. Now, before I do the ribbon, I'm going to add the gold brushed metallic adhesive back dots with my Take Your Pick tool. So I'm just going to add 2, one at the end of the sentiment and one at the start of the sentiment, just tying in that gold. And I'll tie in that gold a 3rd time. Oh, I need to grab my hole punch, which is in my crocodile. You can use whatever you use to make holes. And that is not in the middle, but that is fine. It is a hole in a tag, and the recipient will never notice. They won't go, oh my God, Ellen didn't put that in properly. Okay, I should be using a tool I got from a friend. This one, I'm going to grab it out of her card and I'm going to make this work. This is a ribbon threader. So let's see how good I am and see if this works. Okay. And bada bing, just like that, Threading made easy. Thank you, Miss Cindy. If you watch this YouTube, you have helped me immensely with that tool. So I'm just going to take away this silicone mat. I don't need it anymore. And what I do like to do is just like crease this ribbon with my finger. Okay, although that just popped up, but I don't need the ends the same. I think it looks more organic and looks a bit more natural if the ends don't match. So the Simply Elegant trim comes in gold and silver. I'm just going to use the gold today, and I'm going to tie a knot and then a bow to secure this ribbon. So please pray for me. I've done 3 off screen, and let's just pray that this one works beautifully on screen and we have no issues. If not, you're going to see the issues that I have, and the fact that you just need perseverance to get this stuff done. Okay, our knot is done. Now I need a loop. Loop around the hole, back through. Oh, I felt for a second that was going to work perfectly. Aha, look at that. Look at that. Thank you, on-screen gods, for helping my day. Now I do put my finger on the knot so the knot does not unravel. So that is perfect for me. Just going to trim my tails, and I think I can call my 4th tag completely done. Now I do personally like to handwrite on the back of my tags. If you've got a to from sentiment and you would like to stamp on that, do that before you do your assembly. So these pieces were literally a scrap of my mother of pearl paper that I perfectly got these tags out of. So I'm looking forward to being able to gift one of these tags to one of the ladies or gents who participate over in our Christmas Stampathon challenge over on Facebook, and the other 3 I will put in my stash for Christmas. So let's just go over what I've used. The sentiment is from the Christmas to Remember stamp set. The deer is from Peaceful Deer. I cut the sentiment, let me just pop these to the side, using the smallest of the long stitch rectangle dies, and the paper I used is the Specialty Mother of Pearl and the Specialty Texture Chic paper. I did use Flirty Flamingo, light and dark grey granite. Dark grey granite Stampin' blends for some simple detail on our deer. I used both the Simply Elegant trim and the open weave. Sorry, here my throat's just having some issues. The open weave Evening Evergreen ribbon to tie in with the Texture Chic paper. Cannot wait to see your entries over on the Facebook group. Don't forget to tell me in the comments what traditional colours you see as traditional Christmas colours, and be sure to check out the other videos that the other design team members produce. Have a wonderful month, and I will see you next month for our next Christmas Stampathon. Bye.